Welcome to round 9 of the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. This week, the cars and drivers are lining up at one of the traditional supercar circuits, the 5.26 kilometre Phillip Island, located on the island of the same name, just south of the Victorian state capital of Melbourne, the second largest city in Australia. After 3 consecutive wins by 9.5 Sim Sports driver Sean McNamara, he finds himself on top of the championship standings with a 46-point lead from the fast and ever-consistent Todd Hayne and the unfortunate of late Alex Court, only a further 18 points behind. Up with a 3-race super sprint round in store for today's format of racing, it is likely that we'll see some unusual and entertaining results unfold for the round 9 of Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. Joining me in commentary, Ben Morris. How's it going, Ben?
I'm good, mate. How are you, Jamie? I think this is going to be an absolute cracker. 3 races, sprint format, reverse grid thrown in there somewhere as well, and it's all to battle for at the top, right? The
Still
point,
close. Still close to the top 3.
Yeah, the points are really close. I think this is probably, right even down to, we sort of get down to 8, 9 and 10 are still really within the opportunity here because, as we've seen, anything can really happen. Alex caught right at the top there for a while, and just to, you get caught up in a little bit of mayhem and a couple little bits and pieces. You can see yourself sort of dropping back, but he's a charger, so I expect to see him charging tonight as well.
Definitely. All the guys were pre-qualifying last night, so the splits have already been made. This is the top split we're looking at now, and they're out. A little bit of a change of format, even for qualifying. They've got a 2-lap, 10-minute session here to decide pole position, which tonight will have 2 championship points awarded for pole position as well. So there's we're looking at Trent Gosley on track now. He is the fast man from Blake Warboys, and they're setting their first laps. Yeah, official qualifying here on board Trent Gosley. Now Jacob Brewer. Jacob Brewer just going up into second position. James Anderson going up to second now as well. Jacob Brewer back to third. Cameron Veacock. So the fast time we're looking at the moment, Trent Gosley with a 1 minute 30.26. James Anderson 1 minute 30.3. Jacob Brewer 1:30.4. Martin Turner 1:30.5. Cameron Veacock 1:30.5. Marty Hanson 1:30.6. Lasseth Leonage 1:30.6. Alex Court 1:30.7. So it's all happening, Ben. These guys are all to play for here because we're only looking at a 10-lap first sprint race. So probably be about 15 minutes, 15 to 16-minute lap race. So not much time to pull some passing manoeuvres.
No, there's not, and I think that'll be in the back of their minds as well. 10 laps around here goes pretty quick, and especially, it's like in those first few laps, it's all jockeying, and I expect to see a couple of mirrors come flying off in this. So it'll be good hard fair racing. Looking forward to it.
On board Trent Gosley coming into Swan Corner, the final corner on the track. He's had a purple sector, so he's looking like he might increase the gap back to James Anderson if he can go a bit quicker here. Just as he comes across the line, looking at 1:30.2. No, he went 7/10 slower. So it may look like those first initial times, like Lasseth Leonage there, you can see pulling up. Maybe it might have been the first lap, might have been the one to beat.
Yeah, the tyres don't take a lot of punishment.
A very, very tyre taxing track, this one. Long radius corners, outside right-hand tyres. Take a bit of punishment. There's Alex Court up to 4th. He'll be happy with that. He's had some unfortunate starts in the last couple of races. Here's McNamara, who currently in 3rd. Had to finish his 2nd flying lap. Will he improve? Stays in 3rd. So Trent Gosley at the moment. James Anderson in 2nd. Sean McNamara 3rd. Here's a fast man, Chadwick. Pole position from last week, I recall. And he stays 5th fastest. 32.3. Quite a bit off the time. He was actually fastest in pre-qualifying, Simon Chadwick, with a 1:30.1. Looks like Cameron Veacock's pulled the pin there as well. He finds himself in 8th position, just behind Martin Turner. Marty Hanson in 9th. Blake Warboys He's still he still might have a lap in him here. He finds himself down in 16th position at this point in time. Down the back of the track, through the hay shed, 220 kilometres an hour through that corner, up Lukey Heights, holds it in tight. Interesting corner, this one, Ben.
Absolutely, you got to get it right. It can all go wrong there. Looks nice and smooth though. A little bit of a wiggle.
And a little bit of wheel spin, early gear change. Up to Swan Corner for the final corner on the track.
Oh,
and he's bailed out.
Put it into the pits.
Pit lane.
Yeah.
No point practicing the pit lane entries here. We're not expecting pit stops. So if you are doing a pit stop, something's gone astray.
Something's gone very wrong. You probably ended up on your roof at some point if you're going to be in there because 10 laps. I'm starting to sweat already thinking about this one.
There's a lot of things can happen in these 10-lap dashes.
The old red.
He's sorry, Ben. Benny
No,
Gaffer in 20th. He was a hard charger last week. He made up 9 spots in the race at Okayama.
And he has pulled it up. He has pulled it up there.
I think we won't see any improvements on the times. I'll run you through the top 10 right now, and then we'll mention those sponsors. I've got the top 10 is Trent Gostley on pole position. From James Anderson, who was in 2nd position at Okayama last week. Bush McNamara all the way. Sean McNamara, our championship leader, in 3rd spot. Alex Court, who's in 3rd in the championship, in 4th spot. So all the fast guys are at the front. Simon Chadwick, who probably was a bit unlucky not to win last week, finds himself in 5th. Jacob Brewer 6th with a good qualifying effort there. Martin Turner in 7th. Cameron Veacock 8th. Marty Hansen 9th. He's been very quick of late. And Lasseth Leonage, 2 podiums in a row, finds himself starting in 10th position.
That's interesting, isn't it? That sort of mixed it up a little bit there, Jamie. But the cream always sort of rises to the top here. Yeah, with Trent there on pole position there, that looks fantastic. James Anderson and Sean McNamara, Alex Court, Chadwick. That's going to be a battle. But
They've got 90 seconds till they start gridding up.
This is exciting. Absolutely, we got a good start here.
Flipping those sponsors in.
Absolutely. So Nationwide Tracking Systems, obviously helping us out immensely as the major sponsor as part of the V8 Evolution Championship. We obviously have a Brucey Racewear track racer for all your rig needs. And, of course, a Brucey Racewear for all your gloves and your shoes, racewear needs. Dripping Paints Graphics for when you need the new paints on the car. Race Management Services and Coghlan Engineering as well, helping with all the setup. So fantastic. And, of course, Track Cams for Gourmets. We couldn't see it without these guys. So greatly appreciated. And
who's your pineapples on tonight? Who's your pineapples in the first race?
Mate, look, I've got pineapples to burn after Sean McNamara's winning ways. So I'm going to put
you take a risk. You go for some odds.
Mate, I'm pretty risk adverse. So you have to ask my wife about that one. But we're going to need to put him back onto Sean. I think he's good. But I'll tell you what though, and he's our teammate Darren Caldwell. You talk about the difference. It's 0.5 between for his time and 0.6 between his time and the lead there. And I know doing some practice laps with him just the other day, he has got the eyes on to have a good finish after the last few. So I might put a sneaky one on him as well. There you go. There's my side bet.
50. I'll go for Anderson because he was super impressive on his return last week, and he was a little bit unlucky in the pit stop. Probably a little bit of lack of practice cost him in that pit stop.
We're gonna have to get
watch out for Anderson.
I think. We're gonna have to
I don't know why I've gone for a Mustang. I know you're always cheering the Mustangs on. So, I probably should have gone for a Commodore. Maybe I might have a little bit of each way on Trent Gostley
to balance it up. Yeah, fair enough.
Hedge my bets a little bit. All right, they're gridding up. I can see the boys getting on the track now. There they are. Gostley, Snap-on Tools, Middle Finger Racing. Hope I got that. Middle Finger Racing.
God, the cars look good, don't they?
Anderson. And Sean McNamara just in the background there with his teammate Chadwick behind him on the grid. 10 laps here, 10 laps. It'll be over in a flash. These guys will be desperate. You can expect some dangerous manoeuvres here, especially going into turn 1, very fast turn 1 in the southern loop after that. And then watch out Honda Hairpin. That's probably where it's all going to happen. They're all on the grid now, Ben.
Here we go. This is a bit exciting.
Getting pumped.
10 laps. Come on, boys. Make it a big one.
50 championship points on the line.
10 laps. This is going to be over before they know it.
50 in gear. Lights must have just lit up. The revs rise. Looking for a clean start. Watch for the wheel spin.
Staging. Here we go.
Oh, clean. No, Anderson. Anderson's got a little bit of wheel spin. He's bogged it down. He's lost positions. But Gosling got a nice clean one with McNamara looking very attackingly. And I can see Alex caught up into third position as well. Going through Doohan corner. Very clean start for Gosling into Southern Loop. McNamara, Court, Chadwick, Brewer, Veacock, Anderson down to 7. He's lost 5 spots off the grid. Leonard's losing spots. In fact, Jason Davis has gone off. Jason Davis has gone off. And Blake Warboys. Warboys has gone as well. Blake Warboys and Jason. Here we break for Honda Hairpin.
Whoa! At the back.
Might have you spotted there.
Oh, at the back in front of Darren Caldwell. Have a look at that on the replay.
You can see Kyle Sloggett losing positions. Alex Court finds himself in third position. Main start for the Gosling, McNamara, Court. He's got a little bit of a buffer there. He'd be happy to see that. No, not much pressure behind. Can put in some clean corners here.
God, we might actually see on the replay in a moment, in-car on Darren Caldwell's car coming into Honda Hairpin, car rotating across in front of him. Amazing. That wasn't a bigger accident.
Caldwell managed to miss it though. Finds himself in 16th position. He's been unlucky at the starts of recent races. This is race 1. Race 1. Finishing lap 1. 9 to go. Gosling, McNamara, Court, Chadwick, Brewer, Veacock, Anderson, Turner, Hanson. Watch out for Hanson.
Gee, Blake Warboy's got some work to do at the back there. And he's got a bit of damage on the car as well. Just having a bit of a quick look back there. Sure, McNamara looks racy. Back at the front.
Down the list for Todd Hayne. Todd Hayne started tonight in second position in the championship. He has just moved up into 12th position, passing Mark Duggan. There they are now side by side, coming down to Honda. Todd Hayne got their preferred line on the inside. Mark Duggan's not going to make it easy for him. Todd Hayne has to use a little bit of curb on the inside, but managed to pull that manoeuvre off. A little bit of a bottleneck back there with Caldwell. There's about 8 cars all side by side, all bunched up. That might be Jamie Davis involved in there as well.
Yeah, Caldwell's had some damage. Looks like there's been a bit of contact front and rear.
Caldwell, Wade Michael, Jamie Davis, Benjamin Siren, Tony Gaffer in there as well. Big battle pack here for some hungry drivers. Watch as they come down to MG. Very hard braking. Very easy to lose the rear end, over-rotate into that hairpin. Down to first gear. Caldwell manages to... he has got damage all down the left-hand side.
Yeah, Caldwell's had a bump.
Motorsports.
Yeah, Caldwell's had the bump. Back in the replays, he's been tapped and pushed into other cars.
Trent Gosling, our leader, pulls out the gap for the fastest lap. He looks like he's hooked up tonight. Hasn't managed to find himself at the front of a race recently, so he's showing his good form. Good qualifying form carries over into the race. Sure, McNamara, our championship leader, only half a second behind. Simon Chadwick up to 4th, following Alex Court. Alex Court will be very happy to have a clean start tonight.
Jason Davis has been given a black flag for contact.
Going to be a little bit all over the place here as well, up and down the field. There's going to be big battles going on. We'll keep an eye on the leaders, but I'm sure there's going to be desperation moves in the midfield.
We'll have a look at this.
Forward with Wade Michael looking at Jamie Davis. Through Hayshed. Had to lift a little bit there. Jamie Davis is holding him up here. Dookie Heights. Ever-ending left-hander. Over the crest. Look at the line. Look at the cars filing through MG. Jonathan Bean on tools, following Ashley Davis. Ashley Davis again in another battle. Finds himself in a battle week after week. Ashley Davis.
And he's up on the chicken car, isn't he?
Straight
Yeah, firing down into turn one.
corner.
Oh, things are close here with Ashley Davis, as you were talking about beforehand. They are just compressing so much through second corner.
Just a tail through Southern Loop. Straight in the background. Oh, we're trying to put the power down. On board here with Tony Gaffer. And there's a bit of a battle in front of him. He's had to lift a little bit there as they come up to Honda. Settle the car before a braking zone. He lost his bonnet, so maybe the aero just affecting the car as they go through that super fast donor corner.
Yeah, he's got a bit wide there too. You can see that into the...
Got Lee Roberts on his tail. Lee Roberts' car, like it's been damaged, so he's probably got a little bit of advantage. Back to Trent Gosling in the lead. Right, under pressure now. McNamara's made up time on this lap. Gosling maybe went a little bit too hard on the tyres.
He might have a bit of a bottleneck.
Saved them.
And Alex
Battle for the lead here.
Alex Court just hovering in the background.
Now the question is, well, these guys, the championship, the Superfront championship contenders, do they take risks here in a race, in a night that's going to be 3 sprint races? Or do you just settle? Do you play it wise, a little bit conservative, and settle for the second, third, take the points on offer? Or do you push hard? Oh, I think McNamara's pushing hard. A little bit of left inside front. Oh, Gosling's gone wide there.
Gosling's gone wide there on the dirt. Yeah, you can see that. McNamara absolutely hunting that down.
You don't get much closer than that through Corsa.
Will he go wide?
Stoner.
Oh,
there's a tap.
There's a touch.
There's a tap.
Oh.
Gosling's going to find that hard to hold it. He's run wide. McNamara's probably gave him a little tap there.
Oh.
Gosling's on to race control.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Concentrating on... Oh, no.
Oh, he's pulled out a fraction too late there, McNamara. He's tried to go for the inside. Of course, there's been all sorts of incidents there. Got Alex Court. He's moved up. Simon Chadwick's now taken the lead.
And
On the replay now, but you can see Gosling was definitely tagged there by McNamara. That's helped out the 9.5 SimSport teammate of McNamara. Chadwick's taken the lead.
And then Trent's got caught up in afterwards, going down into the after the hairpin, and caused some more impacts, and that's going to cause a bit more conversation. We can hear it in the background with race control.
Difficult to rejoin.
Oof,
oh, that's disappointing for Gosling. Yeah. That's very disappointing. That's
very, very disappointing.
Chadwick now takes over the lead. See what the consequences to McNamara. It's like a curse. You take the lead of this championship and things start going wrong for you. Found that with Alex Court. He took the early championship lead, and all the pressure on the championship leader in these stages of the race.
And there's not even a mark on his car. That's how light it was, but it was just enough to settle it. Yeah, under those real heavy braking situations, it just sort of moved it around.
Massive braking area.
Mm.
So the 9.5 SimSports out in front again, like they were at Okayama. Early laps. Chadwick was leading McNamara. Chadwick unlucky. Spun coming out of the pits on cold tyres. So maybe this is a little bit of karma coming his way. A little bit of luck reversal. Down into MG on what lap is it? It's lap 6. Lap 6 of 10. So Chadwick, McNamara caught. You're on board, Gosling. When it happened, you could obviously tell with the and there he is. He's hit the lane. This is going to cost him. This is very costly. He's going to lose a massive amount of positions.
Well, the reverse grid, when is that, Jamie? Is that the next race or is it the last one? I'm not sure.
15-lap final race.
It is the final. Grid. Yeah, so look, if he's battling his way up through And still,
Even out a bit.
it might even out a little bit there. So all's not lost, but he'd be dirty on himself about that one, I think. It was
One
the
man that
five
will be happy. Alex Court. He'd have a little wry smile on his face at this point in time under that helmet.
Absolutely.
Back to 21st for McNamara. Lost 18 positions. And he's found himself out with a couple of his teammates. They might do the right thing and look after him, but we have heard no team orders at 9-5 Sim Sports, but he'll be desperate to make up some championship points that he's lost there. Oh, and there's another lose in the background. I just saw at Honda Hairpin. Somebody got turned in the snap-on cars. Peter Latham falling down through the grid.
Oh, that's
here we
bad
have
luck for Peter.
Simon Chadwick. Chadwick with a 2-second lead. Alex Court, Jacob Brewer, James Anderson after that terrible start, back up to 4th. Martin Turner in 5th. Trent Gosling managed to get back on the track. Trent Gosley's been black flagged as well, though, I've just seen on race control. So he's going to lose that 6th position. That's going to be very disappointing. Lasseth Leonage will be the benefactor there. He finds himself up to 6th. Oh, he's got a big run up here. Upstream there coming into Doohan. Looking from the back of Lasseth Leonage's car. Looking back at Riley Simons in the Dragon.
Trent Gosley's on the radio questioning the race control. This is interesting. I'm just catching bits
further
and pieces.
Consequences there. Really the great idea to have a conversation with race control in the middle of the race.
That'd be the red mist of frustration you'd be feeling, but
imagine.
Yeah.
Being taken out of the lead. Then obviously an unfortunate rejoin. Now finds himself back in 27th position. Here we look at Jacob Brewer in 3rd position. Jacob Brewer following Alex Court up through Lukey Heights. Chadwick had a little bit of a lock-up. Chadwick, the leader, locked that inside right front.
And he's just managing those tyres well, isn't he? You can see it. He's just being very tentative, just stroking it along. And he's just he's moved out a bit on Alex there. Alex is probably...
Chadwick's got this one wrapped up. He'd have to make a serious mistake to stuff this one from here.
Absolutely.
But Alex Court is under pressure from Jacob Brewer, who is under even more intense pressure from James Anderson.
Yeah, James Anderson, he'll be on a charge for sure. I think Alex might have a little bit of damage on that car, but and especially at this time of the race, they're probably feeling it more than ever. But here we go. I mean, I think James Anderson will dispatch of...
I think he's having a look at Jacob Brewer here into Honda.
Dispatch of him in Honda. Where's he going to go?
Oh, Brewer's gone defensive and then gone back onto the racing line. Made it very hard for Anderson there.
Geez, you're taking your life in your own hands, especially in these cars moving around like that on the brakes. But
as we saw with Gosley, you don't want to unsettle the car too much in that braking section. Hence braking section. Already the car's light as it's come through Stoner Corner. Anderson.
And this is the risk. This is the risk. They'll start to battle themselves, and Alex will just move away. But Alex doesn't look quite as quick as we'd normally see him, and I think that's probably some damage on the car. Looking at the front of it, he might have some aero on it. Yeah.
Well, we're on lap 9, so only one more lap after this one. I think Anderson would be at best hoping to get past Brewer. I don't think he'd have too much of a thought about Alex Court at this point in time. He's probably focusing on Brewer.
He's got some pace on Brewer, though. But I don't know if it's enough to throw it down the inside. He's going to go for it.
Turn 1, that's very risky into turn 1.
It's very, very low.
Kilometres an hour through there.
Heart and mouth stuff there.
This is where you want to line it up. You want to get the exit here. You want to get a beautiful traction.
Hasn't quite got it as we did last time.
Brewer's done a good job exiting turn Southern Loop there.
That's a great piece of exit there. He's
the man on his on lap 10, final lap. Chadwick. 3-second lead over Alex Court.
Anderson's gone wide there. He's gone deep, sort of hugged up to the exit, and that's worked. He's got a bit of a roast flat. He's got a bit of exit there on Brewer. There's not much where you can go through here apart from hassling him, filling the mirrors.
Make a move. Will he take the dive into MG? He's lining. He's having a look at the right-hand side. He'll do it, and he gets pushed out close to the grass. Blocks up the rears. No.
Brewer had
held him.
there.
Brewer done it. And back to Chadwick, who's coming through up to Swan for the 10th time.
Great result for Chadwick. Well done, mate.
Just desserts after last week.
Absolutely. Well, interesting. That's been
Well done,
very well done, Chadwick. Alex and
Alex
and
Court
Brewer,
second.
obviously.
Jacob Brewer third. Anderson fourth. McNamara's back in 17th, the championship leader. He's had one that he'll like to forget.
That'll knock the points around a little
Gosling will be reminding him about it, I'm sure.
bit. Chats in the pits afterwards, but I'll tell you what though, Jamie. They'll have a bit of a feel for how those tyres last over the 10 laps now. So next race, let's go. Let's get into it. Change the tyres, fill them up. Let's do this.
Yep. Simon Chadwick. I think he'd prefer to have kept that lead and won that race at Okayama. That would have been a little bit more fulfilling and rewarding than just a round win in a triple header at Phillip Island. Phillip Island, it's a very rewarding track to win at. You pull off a win.
Absolutely.
He knows it probably fell into his lap a little bit there with Gosling and McNamara, but he did not put a foot wrong.
No.
Got a little bit of luck reversal from last week.
And he had himself in the right position. You know, he had himself there ready to go in case something happened. And clearly he looked after his tyres because he was able to make that gap out and just hold it. You know, like what a smart racecraft sort of a win. So, yeah, and I agree with you, Jamie. When you win here, yeah, it's definitely satisfying. It's like winning at Bathurst.
They're messing around now, Ben. They're already lining up on the grid. They haven't had enough time to have a drink.
Get into it, boys.
As soon as the last car crosses that finish line, they start gridding up again. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All they've got. Chadwick finds himself on pole from Alex Court, Jacob Brewer, James Anderson. So the positions are carry on from that last race. Almost like just a reset. It's like a restart.
I'll tell you what, if we've got our TV director, maybe even start in a car midfield at the start off the...
And they're off.
There we go.
Oh, no! Stall on the grid. Chadwick's had a massive stall. He's been run into the back of.
Oh, this is concertining things up at the back. Oh, looks like a
not
car
too much
park.
damage. Hopefully not too much damage there. The quick start might have caught a few off.
Oh, we've got one of the dude out there.
What's managed to pull away clean from Anderson. Not going on in the background though. Phillip Peugeot. Oh, look at that.
We've got a spinner up the back.
Going crazy on my scoring board. People are going. Lee Roberts is falling down through the field. McNamara again. McNamara and Chadwick both falling down through the field. This has turned into a disaster for Chadwick. Chadwick's down to 30th from pole position. He's in 31st now. McNamara down 19th. Todd Hayne, who was second in the championship, he's in 29th. Alex Court rubbing his hands together, thinking, how the hell did this happen?
This is how quickly it can turn.
It's flipped on its head. We expected it. The uncertainty, the unknown of what would happen. A big mix-up of format. These drivers, some of them have come out well, some of them have definitely been a little bit disappointing. But we've got Court, Anderson, Peugeot, Leonage.
Now Anderson looked absolutely racy before. This will be a good battle of the ages up the front here.
The only thing that stopped Anderson from catching Court in that last race was Brewer. Brewer, who's down in 6th position, he's lost 3 off of the grid.
God,
this will be interesting. I have pineapples on Anderson in the first race. He just got a shocker of a start.
We both missed out.
maybe I was one race off. Oh no, he's there. Oh no, Anderson's very racy. He was super quick at Okayama last week.
Oh, look at that through coming down there. Gee, that was...
Don't worry about Anderson. So he's just out for the glory. He's out for race wins. Look at that. He's made up big ground there on court through Honda up to Siberia.
God, the RS
penalties
controller
are being, we've got black flags for Cameron Veacock. Blake Warboy has been black flagged. Riley Simons has been black flagged. Peter, I think that might have been the last race, so I won't go too far down the race control, but it'll sort itself out by the end of the race. And still, of course, they've got the reverse grid at the final race, so something for these guys that have had shockers so far tonight to look forward to.
Alex going very, very, very defensive coming down the hill there, and James Anderson just looks a little bit more comfortable. He's just clipped the inside of that last corner, and it just unsettles the car a little bit. And I reckon that's just knocked a bit of pace off coming out of the last corner.
To Riley Simons, he was up in the top 10, and he's fallen down through the grid, down to 20th, 21st, 22nd. He's fallen down. Riley Simons.
See if we can grab that on the replay.
Oh no, he's gone to the pits. Black flag.
Black flag, of course. Yep.
Oh, look at court. That guy's just sliding through Southern Loop. Anderson.
He'd be hating it.
Noticed that. Anderson's car was definitely handling a little bit better through Southern Loop. Although these guys are all using the same setup, different driving styles.
Alex definitely very defensive.
What would you do, Ben? You got the chance. You're leading your biggest rivals in the championship. If you're Alex Court, biggest rivals are down in. I'm looking down through the field. 17th for Sean McNamara, and Todd Hayne is down in 24th. How much do you fight for the lead here with a guy, James Anderson, who you're not really battling for in the championship? Do you go super defensive? Do you try and go for the win in just what is just a round?
It's a good question, right? The race runner always wants to win. I think it's eyes forward, but just drive your race. Don't worry about the defensive side too much, because if he slides past, it's the difference between first and second in terms of points, especially with your competitors way down the back. You're not going to put yourself in any danger. And Alex is good enough to drive his own race and be able to hold his own ground. So that's the way I'd be looking at it.
Right, looking at it. Oh, look at this going into turn quarter. Turn one. Oh my goodness! They're side by side through turn one. It's not really the optimal way to go through it. Hard heads there with Trent Gosling, Jacob Brewer, Jamie Davis, all battling away.
Woohoo! This is exciting stuff out of it.
They're on the ragged's edge. There's some battered and bruised cars. Looking at Jacob Brewer here. He's been whacked from pillar to post. Or McNamara, also in a battle. He's trying to pass Jason Davis on the inside of Honda. There's some ragged driving going on here, Ben.
Oh, mate, it's all happening.
Moves.
It is all happening. Darren Corbell up into P5 there at the moment. It's looking very, very strong.
Aldwell, followed by Wade Michael. And Kyle Sloggett having a good run.
Now, just in front of... I'm just having a look through the grid, guys. Just in front of Darren is Laz and Phillip, and they're getting closer, nose to tail. Laz has got a bit of damage on the car, but
Phillip Peugeot, he's finds himself in third position. This is the highest I've seen him in a race, so he'd be absolutely loving this.
Either loving it or sweating it. So,
probably a bit of both.
Yeah, but he's
better than sweating back in 15th. I'd rather be sweating it.
100%. Yeah, puff of smoke.
Court is really under pressure from Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
Anderson, Peugeot, Leonage.
Look at Anderson on the back of court. Anderson looks more comfortable through turns 1, 2, and down into 3 here. Look at this.
Court's going defensive again.
Very defensive.
Anderson, they're going to do it. You have to go around the outside.
Yeah. But it's good pressure racing. I like this. Oh, bit deep there.
Anderson's gone a bit wide. That's going to cost him a couple of tenths.
He'll be dirty himself on that one.
Lap 5, halfway mark of the race. Need time for Anderson. He doesn't need to do anything too desperate. Got the pace. Needs to re-consolidate here as they come up Lukey Heights. After the tyres, just follow Court. Just wait for the moment. Wait for the moment. It'll come, especially if Court's going to go defensive like that. He's not going to pull away if he's taking shallow apexes.
No, that's right. And this goes back to what we were saying beforehand. Just keep the eyes forward. Run your races almost as if you're on your own. Don't worry about the defensive, you know.
These two have definitely pulled away from Peugeot and Leonage. Leonage in just as tight a battle. Look at that as they have 4 of the cars exit Swan down the Gardner Straight again for the 6th time, entering the 6th lap. And our championship leader, McNamara, is having another disastrous race. I saw a lot of damage on his car. Yep, lost the bonnet.
Back at the front. Back at the front. It is very close. Alex just went wide a little bit through the second corner, and Anderson's nibbling.
Where's he going to do the move? Where's Anderson going to do the move, Ben?
God, he looks like he's getting deeper and deeper into Honda hairpin there.
Oh, he's going to the switch. Going to be hard around the outside of Siberia, but really putting the pressure on Court. Court's withstanding.
Very, very difficult there, but it's making him look in the mirrors, and he's got a better exit out of there as well, Anderson has.
He's all over him, Anderson. He's faster on every part of the track, but Court driving super defensively. They're not losing a massive amount of time to Peugeot and Leonage.
No,
Court
absolutely
does
not.
go a little bit more defensive. This could turn into a 4-way battle. Into MG. And the race control's still pulling out the black flags. Who else has been black flag? We got Luke Holland black flag. Simon Chadwick has been black flag. That's unfortunate. Start from Chadwick off pole position. Absolutely did not move an inch as he come off the line. Everyone just piled into the back of him. There's people going left, right, centre, trying to get round him. Other cars just piling into each other after that as well. Ford holds onto the lead into lap 7.
Now let's see this through turn 2.
Up into Southern Loop. The exit though. He needs the exit here.
Needs the exit.
Gotta keep it tight. Keep it super tight. Here he is in the slipstream. Coming through Stoner Corner. Where is to the right again, Court. Shuts the door. All he has to do is pull it up. If he can break it and doesn't overshoot his braking marker, it's very hard. And Liberia, no room there.
Very close and fair racing.
Court's doing a good job though. Absolutely super disciplined.
Absolutely. Very, very disciplined.
Just run down through the positions. We've got Court, Anderson, Peugeot, Leonage, Caldwell in 5th position, Loggett in 6th. Wade Michael 7th, Marty Hanson 8th, Trent Gosling 9th, Jamie Davis 10th, Jacob Brewer 11th, Ashley Davis in 12th. Oh, there's big wheel spin from Peugeot on board. Peugeot. In fact, Court and Anderson are the closest they've been yet. I thought that Anderson might have even had a little overlap. It just might have been optical illusion from inside Peugeot's car as they were going through Swan Corner.
I think Anderson's
running out of laps though.
Down the
running
front
out of
straight here.
laps.
Anderson looked like he had a better exit there on that one on.
How desperate's Anderson going to get? He's got nothing to lose. He doesn't have a championship to worry about.
Where would you put it?
Court's got to be aware of that.
Where would you put it, Jamie? Where would you put it? You can see the defensiveness.
Well, if he can get the run off of here, and he hasn't. He's made a mess of that.
Yeah.
There's another chance gone.
He's good under brakes here, though. He's good under brakes, so I reckon he'll make it back up through here.
He'll definitely make it up because Court's just going straight for the middle of the track. On defensive. So Anderson's got to be aware of that. He's just got to really put all his eggs in one basket and focus and concentrate on one exit like that. Just got to get that Southern Loop absolutely perfect and then just absolutely block Court out of that inside line. Just say, no, I'm going to take the right-hand line.
Jamie, where would you put it last lap? You got one go. Where would you put it? Where would you line him up?
If it comes down to it at the end of the last lap, you've got to have a go at MG. This corner coming up as you come over the crest here.
Yeah.
That's your last opportunity. If you can't do it there, it's over.
I think
never pass them.
I think if he gets a good exit out of turn 2, down into Honda hairpin, Cord will put it in the middle, and I'd continue to push it right over to the inside and and just slide through. There'll be some touching, but you want to play in the middle, this is where you're going to go.
The court's settled here. Court's settled as we enter lap 9.
Doesn't he? Looks good.
I think Anderson might have worked his tyres. Caldwell's got a black flag. Oh, who's gone off here? Caldwell's gone. Oh, that's going into the pit lane. He's made a mess of going into the pit lane. Caldwell. It's going to cost him even more.
What's he done?
He's got the drive-through and he's on the grass going through.
Oh, dear.
From 5th position. He's dropping. He's going to find himself outside the top 20 as we look at Ashley Davis under intense pressure from... Who's behind Ashley Davis there? Trying to pick that car. It's one of the 9.5 Sim Sport. Ashley Davis is the 9.5 Sim Sport. And it is like Warboys. Blake Warboy. So we've got a three-way battle here. Jacob Brewer in front of Ashley Davis and Blake Warboy. Oh, and there's a tap. There's a tap going into Honda. In fact, Davis hasn't pulled it up at all. He's totally missed his breaking point. On across the grass. Court, though. Back to Court. Looks like Court has managed to do enough. Some pretty good driving there by Alex Court.
Yeah, that's a fantastic bit of driving for him. Very, very disciplined. Very disciplined.
But gee, these sprint races have mixed things up tonight.
But
Jacob Brewer's dropped back to 22nd after that incident. Yeah, he's copped a tap from behind and he's under race control. He wants to he wants the boys up in the race control to have a look at that, earning the big bucks again. Court Anderson. Looks like this might have been settled. Looks like Peugeot might be under a little bit of pressure from Leonage though. Back in 3rd. Leonage. Yes. Commodore, number 79.
Looks like Anderson's tyres have gone off now.
I think Anderson worked it a bit too hard. Court was very wise. Yeah, look at that. He's just got no grip through Southern Loop.
No grip.
Court's actually pulling the lead out now.
Yeah, it's a great
drive.
drive.
I'd say Court's got this one. Yep, he's done a good job.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
Very disciplined. Anderson, Joe, Leonage. Penalties are still being dished out. God. Race control. They're working harder than some of these drivers, I think.
Yeah, and Peugeot, this will be his highest finish yet if he holds it into 3rd. This will be a fantastic result for him.
Yeah, absolutely. A podium for Peugeot. Can hold on. Leonage won't make it easy for him, though. Leonage knows what it's like to be on the podium.
Oh, absolutely.
He liked it. He really liked
it up there. Who doesn't? Who doesn't love it up there, mate?
I think of anyone off the top of my head. Maybe Romain Grosjean. He doesn't seem to want to get up there very often. Nico Hulkenberg, but back to the V8s. Don't worry about that Formula One. It's pretty boring. Well, the Mercedes
the money on that.
Alex Court hangs it home in the second split. Anderson again with a great drive. Joe is going to hold on for 3rd.
He's pretty happy about it. Well done, mate. Great P3. Yep.
The battle group coming across the line. Wade Michael, Marty Hanson, Brent Gosling as well. Jamie Davis in 9th. Tony Gaffer in 10th. Had another good drive. Trent Gosling's made up 15 positions in that race, though, so that was an interesting one. And Kyle Sloggett's made up 14 positions in that race as they all file in, crossing the line, bringing it home. Caldwell's dropped back to 22nd. I can see Simon Chadwick in 28th. Some other big names. Martin Turner in 19th. Todd Hayne in 14th. Oh, it's really mixed up. I'm glad I'm not having to add up those championship points at the end of this night.
I'd have to have the abacus out, mate. This is out of control. So
there's been some movement. There's some movement at the station.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you might have to get up early in the morning and check out the points.
Oh, here we go.
They've got enough mathematicians at NASA to work this stuff out.
Now, this will put Alex on the back of the grid, won't it, with the reverse grid?
I think is it the combined, or is it from this race?
No, it is. He will be on the back there, Jamie. It's not a combined. It's off the back of the second results of the second heat or race.
So who will be on pole position in the race?
Well, we've got looks like Simon Chat. No, here we go. Here. Jason Davis. Is he in the? Michael Stewart. I'm running through some names. Tim Mulford's back there in 30th. Riley Simons, 32nd. I think that might be our poll.
Oh, we're going to have the opportunity while we're waiting 10 minutes before they're going to grid up for the reverse grid race. We've got a couple of guys that we can have a chat to. I'm not sure who we've got in the green room. Oh, Simon Chadwick. Yeah, we'll have a. Yeah,
Let's bring
Simon
in, shall we?
Yeah, let's have a chat with him.
He's G'day, Simon. How are you, mate?
Good, guys. How are we?
Good. Well, what's happening out there?
The obvious question. The obvious question is,
what is going on out there?
Man, I just stalled it. Hey, dead set, just killed it off the line. But I got punted so hard that I actually kicked it and started going again. I didn't actually hit the ignition button or anything. So yeah, look, it was pretty chaotic out there, and I think I went wide again, and then I just came flying back on, hoping I would rejoin safely. Clearly, that didn't happen.
Simon, it's JP here. I thought I'd get in on the action.
Hey, JP, how are we, mate?
Good, but better than you, mate. 0 to 0. What happened?
Well, I didn't come last.
Well, yeah,
that's a good sign.
That's a good thing.
The silver lining. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Actually, to be honest, I don't even know where I start for the next one. So yeah, it'll be really interesting. So I reckon probably mid-pack, depending on how we all do. But yeah, look, it just stalled it. Absolutely no excuses. But driving one-handed, it's a bit tough.
Yeah.
I'm still using a button handbrake, and I don't know if you guys ever use it, but it's painful coming from an actual handbrake. Because with a handbrake, you can kind of release it and modulate it as you go. With a button, it's like either on or off. So that's my excuse at least.
Yeah. We've already forgotten about that excuse, mate. So I don't know how many Christmas cards you're going to get, but you know what? Doesn't matter, mate. They should have been looking forward.
If I can say it, sorry to the guys that I caused issue in that race too. It's not how I want to race, but I guess these sprint races, there's going to be chaos whether you want it or not.
100%, and that's what it's all about. It's good fun. You got to be, these things happen, right? And you got to take the evasive action, but. It was a bugger to see it happen, especially after race one, mate. You're absolutely on fire. How are the tyres holding up?
On the second race?
Or first or second? How are they holding up after lap 8, 9, 10? How are they getting there? They look like they're...
Yeah, look, it's not too bad. It's kind of oversteering into the corners, and that's not fun. But the second race, I just decided to start trying to drift the whole track, and clearly, I think I nearly got a puncher in the end there. But yeah, no, honestly, the next race is going to be very interesting. It really will show the guys who do look after the tyres and not completely destroy them between laps 5 and 8, because it's going to be, it's only 15 laps, but it's going to be a long race on those one set of tyres for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Well, it's going to be pretty exciting, mate.
Can't wait.
Yeah, well, we'll let you go have a comfort break and watch them for you in the next race, mate, for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
No worries.
Let's bring up. How about we bring up Jacob Brewer?
Yeah, bring Brewer in. Jacob, how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good. How's it all going out there, mate? With some intense battling.
Yeah, a bit of intense battling. Nice to sneak through for my first podium. So
absolutely, mate. Congratulations. I'm just wondering if you got any mirrors left on the car, mate.
Not after that last one. There was a bit going on in that last race, but it was all good fun.
Yep. Where was the big hassle coming from?
The big hassle kind of came from everywhere in that race too. I have to admit, it didn't help that
it was hard to keep track of it.
I couldn't quite get around. I think it was Chadwick in front of me stalled on the line, and I just clipped him. And it's a bit of a shame. I had a bit of bent steering for the whole race, but that's what happens.
Yeah. Well, race one was a better one for you, mate. You're under a bit of pressure there at one stage. I think it was with Laz. Is that right, Jamie?
It was what's his name?
What was it, Anderson?
Anderson, that's it. James
Anderson. Yeah, James
Anderson was pushing you for that third place at the end there.
Yeah, I was getting a bit worried towards the end. I thought I I might give it up, but luckily I managed to hold on long enough or the race finished fast enough for me to hold on, I should say.
Well, you looked like you had it under control, mate. Anyway, that's what we were saying in the commentary box, and
Yeah, it was a good defensive move down into
yeah.
MG. You ran him out, and said, nah, you're not coming down the inside of here.
Yeah, forget it. No, it was like we enjoyed it, mate. So well done on that. Excellent.
Cheers,
Excellent race.
thank you.
No
Have
worries,
a good
mate.
one, race 3.
Yeah, best luck, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Keep it clean.
Will do.
All right, we got Alex Court. We'll have a chat with Alex after his win in the second split there. Second race.
Congratulations, Alex. Well done, mate, on the second race win.
Thanks, guys. It's good to be back up here in the broadcast chat.
Near the front. 50 points there, and some of your big championship rivals haven't had a great night tonight, so it's been a good night for you so far. But you'll be starting from the back of the pack in this final race.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it.
Hey, buddy, it's JP here.
Hey, JP, how are you?
Good, mate. You're in the box seat for the next race. You got to keep your head on your shoulders there, buddy.
Yeah, no, well, have my head down and, as I say, ass up.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Only 3.5 minutes away, so not too long till you guys are gridding up.
Yeah, no, I've gone and had a quick drink and change of clothing. I've put some shorts on, just getting a bit hot in the sim room.
You're warming up a bit, yep.
Yeah, just a little.
Even though it's snowing down there in Tasmania?
It is, yeah.
All right, we'll let you get into it.
No worries, thanks,
fire
boys.
up for the final round.
Thanks, lads.
Tell 'em what you're made of.
Cheers.
Burn from the stern. All right, only a couple of minutes away now on the final race for the night, the reverse grid.
I'm back.
Still don't know who's going to be starting from pole position.
I think Darren might be up there, the front there, after he'd be pissed off about that bloody one, mate. Oh, are we still broadcast? Yes. Well, he won't be happy. He won't be happy with that one. Very good, very good.
It's going to be
he won't be
totally
happy with
mixed up
that.
grid here. This is going to. If that last one was a messy start, I think it could only get worse in this one. It's going to be cars going everywhere.
Well, Tim Mulford was down to 30th. He's a hard charger. He's hard at the front as well. There's some
a bit of clean air at the front. He's a very hard man to pass once he's out.
Absolutely. You know, Darren's good as well. Clearly, you know, obviously running there in 5th, and just I'd be interested to see what the black flag was for. I'm sure we'll hear about that later. But you've got some hard charges. You know, McNamara's around the mark there. We've got some big charges at the back and in the middle. That I think, you know, it's interesting to watch as well, Jamie. When you see the front runners in the back and in the mix, sometimes you see a little bit of unsettlement because you've got lots of cars.
Change of racecraft.
Absolutely, and you're racing around people that you don't normally race with. You're not quite sure what they're going to do. You may not have the same sort of trust, for want of a better term. So awesome! Yep. I love a good reverse grid. So we'll see how that plays out.
Hey, only a minute away now. A minute away, so
okay.
I can't go over any championship points or anything like that. But as we know, it was McNamara leading coming into tonight. Todd Hayne, Alex Court, Blake Warboys, Darren Caldwell, Amy Davis, Ben Siren, Marty Hanson. Out of that lot, you could say Sean McNamara's had a not great night. Todd Hayne hasn't been up there. Alex Court, well, he's definitely been the best of those tonight. Blake Warboys, he's been up and down. Yeah, exactly. Alex Court, 99 out of 100 possible points, but we'll be starting from the back of the grid in this race. So let's see what sort of frame of mind he'll be in this race 3, the 15 lapper of the 5.26k Phillip Island. 23-minute race.
You'll be doing a soft approach on those tyres, won't you? Really, for those first probably almost 8 or 9 laps. Really wanting to make sure.
Track temperature is 27 degrees. So it's a little bit warm.
It's a bit
not too bad. 27. Here we go now. So we've got Jason Davis in the Mustang, pole position. Riley Simons in second. Luke Holland Luke Holland in third, so he's a fast man up near the front of the grid. Tim Mulford in fourth. Peter Latham in fifth. Michael Stewart in sixth. Simon Chadwick, well, he starts from seventh. He'll be hoping for a better start, and if he can get it, he'll be hard pressing those guys in front of him. And Mark Duggan's another fast guy in eighth position. Craig Casper in ninth. Ashley Davis in 10th, have we seen up the front. Scott McCune in 11th. Darren Caldwell in 12th. So they're all lining up. There's still a couple of cars in the grid. Pretty much all there now, though. There's the revs. Race 3. Round 9. There's the green. Oh, no. Oh, that's even worse than race 1. They're all going to pile into that.
Oh, no.
That is an absolute disaster in the mid and backfield. They've got to be careful now. They've got to be super careful. Looking at the replay, you can see from pole position, absolutely lit the tyres up. Half spun it in front of the whole field. No safety car, of course. Pole can't do anything to help this out. But it's all fallen into the lap of Riley Simons. Simon Chadwick up to third. Sean McNamara in fifth. We've got Riley Simons.
Lots
Peter
and lots
McNamara
of smoking cars here.
Simon Chadwick in third. Benjamin Siren in fourth. Sean McNamara fifth. Steve Roberts, Martin Turner, Blake Warboys. Yeah, a lot of damage in that incident off the start line. Got Darren Caldwell back in 25th. He's lost 13 positions. Luke Holland, who was right up the front of that grid, up the pointy end, he's back in 29th. And, we've got damaged and blown cars all over the track.
Oh, that all started with Luke Holland there, spinning it sideways off the line there, and wow, nobody lifted. That's
they all just barreled in.
Yep. Deary,
of course,
man.
even if you do lift, the likely chances are that you're going to get cleaned up from behind as well. These guys just don't want to lift. They don't know that. It's such a short sprint race. It's just go from the lights. This is an interesting position for Riley Simons to find himself in. Got 7/10 of a second lead over Peter Latham. Peter Latham's in a position that he wouldn't commonly find himself in either. Simon Chadwick, it's really landed in his lap. Benjamin Siren in front of Sean Mack. In fact, he's passed now by his teammate McNamara. Got to check and see where Alex Court is. Alex Court has made up 17 positions. He's up to position 16, so he managed to thread the needle through that melee at the start.
Wow.
That was sort of, you don't normally make up 17 positions in one lap, so done pretty well out of all that.
Absolutely, you'd be happy with that. So what have we got? We've got Sean McNamara in position 5 and Alex down in 16th. So yep, it's good marching forward there.
Would have liked to have seen these guys have to work their way a bit harder, pick a little bit harder to get their way up through the grid. But all the incidents, it's just landed in their lap.
Alex has got a bit of damage on the back of that car. I didn't notice that before, but
Riley Simons, and we're on board Simon Chadwick here, following Peter Latham. And cars are coming out the pit lane. That's going to be one to watch out for. Very difficult pit lane exit here.
Absolutely.
It's right into the racing line, so eye out for that. There's Alex Court up to 16th.
And Peter Latham there doing well in P2. Getting a bit of pressure obviously from Simon. But
Is Alex Court getting mixed up there? It looks like Tony Gaffer in front of him there.
There's a move back there with on Peter Latham with Chadwick, and he's got through him, yep. He's got through him there.
Peugeot coming in sideways. He's just managed to miss Alex Court. That was heart and mouth sort of stuff for Court. He probably wouldn't have known it was coming, but I would think that Peugeot's
on the dirt there. Oh dear. Yeah. Just caught it. Oh wow. Had the sense to hold the brakes on and got away with that.
Yeah, he just managed to pull it up.
Just got in front of
Would have
Tony
hated
Gapper there. Oh.
So, Riley Simons going to start feeling. He's going to be looking in those rear vision mirrors and seeing a very fast man in Simon Chadwick approaching into his space.
Well, this will be interesting to see how Riley takes this. And again, what do? Yeah, we keep the eyes forward, just run your own race, and that's where you'll find the best out of yourself. But
Riley Simons isn't really in a championship contention in this series, in Series 2 of the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. So he is out for glory here.
100%.
Oh, Nate Michael, loose through the southern loop.
Oof.
Straight across the track, out wide, going to keep it out of the sand trap. That was a heart and mouth moment again, and here we've got Lee Roberts under pressure from Martin Turner. I'm pretty sure that's
Wade Michael straight onto race control there.
Oh, he must have got a little tap. Wade Michael. These drivers like Alex Court, because they got away from that grid, I don't think it's going to be too easy because there's still a lot of landmines to dodge out there. A lot of action up and down through this field. Looking at Marty Hansen here, following Lasseth Leonage.
Just having a look at that one with Wade Michael, and Vaycock was involved with it.
Involved.
Yeah, Michael tapped the back of him, Vaycock, and then the ricochet brought it back the other way. Probably a good one to have a look at the replay, and I think I'd be really surprised if there's any incident out of that, because they both got, they were both involved as each other. Yeah, unfortunately Wade came off second best after initiating it. But we'll leave that with race control. That'll give you enough of a headache. Simon's out at front, still there. Fantastic.
Riley Simon. Hey, just getting a little bit of a background from Riley Simons, ex-Superbike rider. So he's done a mountain of laps around this track.
He knows this track.
And it'd be a lot easier with an extra set of wheels. Yeah, a few injuries in the old Superbike, and has led him to the sim racing, and now leads Phillip Island from Simon Chadwick. So still a long time in this one to go.
Absolutely. And
it's not going to get easy here.
And Simon's under probably a little bit of pressure from Peter Lath behind there. He's just it's a bloody good drive.
He has not fallen away, although that's a tight line going into MG.
And Sean McNamara behind him.
And then lights up the rears. You want to look after those tyres a little bit more than that. McNamara would notice that.
Yeah.
So keep driving like that, and I'm going to start heading my way a little bit more.
Chadwick's just closing up now. This will be where the tyres will start to come into a bit of...
through Swan on the Gardner Straight, and we've got a four-way battle.
Who are we looking at there?
Martin Turner heavily involved. War Boys.
Oh, the boys, here we go.
Only a little bit too wide. A little bit of Noah's Ark action going into Doohan. 2x2, and then into Southern Loop. On board Blake War Boys.
Mark Duggan has been
Martin
disqualified.
Turner, who's following Lee Roberts.
Craig Newell, Mark Duggan and Ryan DiCardio McCarthy have been disqualified, I'm seeing here, from race control. Wow.
Well, Craig Newell, Ryan DiCardio McCarthy, Mark Duggan disqualified.
Disqualified.
Sure what that's about. But
maybe track limits, not sure. We'll have to find out later on. Race control probably could potentially be track limits. Yeah, we think it's probably iRacing track limits, so wow, there you go.
Oh, but they might have cut across the infield there and rejoined the track the other side, which is quite easily done. Actually, exiting turn 1, you can cut across that big section of grass there and rejoin on the other side. So the loop, and there's a dive. War Boys Turner. Turner holds him out. He's got the inside for the next corner. War Boys try. Oh, and there's another car on the side of the track there as well. I think that's Ron. I think that's Siren. Might be Siren falling down there.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, nothing more exciting than seeing a car come down the inside there, down into Down into MG. Bloody hell, you'd be
It's on
packing
at
it
the
a little
front.
bit.
On at the front.
Here we go.
McNamara just got Latham as well. No, Latham holds it. Just holds it. But here we go, Riley Simons. Now's your time. See what you're made of. Coming out of Southern Loop. Not going to be
McNamara
easy from here.
giving
It's
Latham
going to be
a
very
hassle.
hard to keep behind.
Chadwick's got the eyes on. Here we go. Where's he going to put it? Ooh,
be
bit of
one to
a
watch.
wiggle under the
It's
brakes
going to be
there.
one
from
to
Simons.
watch. Riley Simons, less than half a second now, leads
And the-
Chadwick.
And I just saw a bit of traffic up in front there. A little bit wide there. Simons going in there. You'll be watching that from behind going, yeah, working the tyres.
Yeah, got a little bit more grip. Got a little bit more grip at this point in time. You'd always like to see that when the car's sliding around in front of you. Up to Lukey Heights. Do it about 155 kilometres an hour at the apex. Oh, and Simons is eyeing that car.
And
down the
behind,
MG.
McNamara and Latham are at it as well. This is fantastic. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle for Chadwick.
Latham's-
Just a little bit of a wiggle.
So Chadwick's working pretty hard as well. It's not just going to be super easy here. McNamara looking at Latham. McNamara's looking for the run under the straight. Latham's having a great drive here, looking back from McNamara. Now looking back from Riley Simons.
Oh, look at McNamara. Left, right, down the front straight there.
Hard pivot to pull off into turn one.
Oh, a little bit of lock brake
Easiest-
there, Simons. Going to turn two. A little bit of a drag in the
Easy.
brake.
On behind as well. Oh, wait up. It's got him. But got the
He's got
inside
him.
line, but Latham's going to have the inside line for Honda. They're battling in front as well. McNamara's
Oh.
he's out in the sand there.
He's
Try and
switchback.
cut it back under.
He's got the
And it's
switch.
going to be on the
back.
outside for
No.
Siberia. So
Great
no,
driving.
yeah,
Well done, lad.
and Lee Roberts in the background is under the pump big time from Martin Turner and Blake Warboy. It's on for first and second, it's on for third and fourth, and it's on for fifth, sixth, and seventh.
Yeah, look at
Warming
that.
up nicely here as we're on lap 8.
Tyres are getting
15.
squirrely now. Jeez.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather be in the commentary box about now with the way the tyres are
Oh.
probably going.
I doubt that.
We love it, don't we? We love it.
Riley Simons working the end of lap 8. Now, trying not to spin those wheels. Swan in fourth gear.
Ooh, look at that.
Easy on the power. Squeezes it onto the
Chad.
straight.
Chadwick looked like he had a bit of a shallower entrance there on the last from the camera angle I was looking at. Where's he going to
Chadwick in
go?
that slipstream. 280 Ks
Show him the nose.
on the brakes, just gently on the brakes. Hope those front tyres grip it up. Down to 225, then down to 100 and...
Oh, a little bit
God.
wide there.
Little wiggle
bit
from
wide.
Simons. And of course, you can see there's traffic on the horizon as well.
Oh, lights are
Simons gives
flashing.
the flash. Oh, there's a car on the left-hand side there. Just an absolute flash. I couldn't even see who it was. It was on in a second.
Whoa.
And there he goes, defensive. He's put up though, and he has. Chadwick's giving him big pressure now.
Oh,
And there's a
little-
bit of
little
sideways
tail.
action. And McNamara's got the
McNamara's
inside line.
inside.
McNamara's past Latham. So Latham finally gives up that third position. He would have been desperately hoping to hold on to a podium. But not going to be hard to get it back now. McNamara's a man in
Yeah.
massive form. Back to the lead. Okay, here we have the two NTS boys, Leonage and Court. Leonage
hap-
leading Court.
What happens
Top of
here,
13.
mate? Team for points. What's the go here with the boys be on the radio to the boss?
Leonage has got to look in
Oh.
front. He's got to look
Oh.
backwards because it's
Bloody hell!
got Marty Hansen and Jonathan Bean in front of him. Marty
These-
Hansen in the
These
Snap-on
guys are
car.
squabbling. This is where
Can go-
championships become a bit. Oof.
He can get very messy very quickly here.
Oh, that's just in the
two
dirt.
Wheels. Easily unsettle the car there.
Oh, he's rolled out of it. Oh no, or has he? Oh, I think he's rolled
got
out of
him.
that, Laz.
What's got him? Yep.
Oh, but now he's on the back. Oh,
Just looking at the lead, down to 0.1 of a second. Riley Simons and Chadwick as they come out of Stoner corner. Oh, look at that. The car's not going to pull that up. He's gone. He is gone. Simons has lost it there. Oh, and there's been more collisions. Latham's run into him.
I don't think there was a tag.
Look at a replay.
I don't think there was a tag, but we'll check it out.
He's lost it. He's lost the rear brakes.
He's lost the rear brakes.
Have gone and gone and gone, and Chadwick's pushed him into a pressure, and McNamara's benefited from that as well.
Bloody hell, that was close.
That's what happens.
We've got Peter Latham's in defence. Peter Latham, he's just quit out.
Oh no!
Yeah,
right.
He's got back. He got back on it, and he's just gone wide and gone into the dirt. And that's disappointing.
He's in the pits now. So Chadwick leads. Chadwick from McNamara, War Boys, Lee Roberts. Go back to that Roberts. He was under a bit of. He's Riley Simons with him. They were in a bit of a battle before. Yeah. We've got Chadwick leading. Chadwick, he's out to really a 3-second lead over McNamara, his teammate, 9.5 Sim Sports.
Gee, I tell you what, it was pretty close coming down into Honda hairpin there, and for McNamara, his heart would have been in his mouth going around that corner, seeing that car half out on the track there for Simons. Whew.
Caught back in 11th position. A pretty handy points buffer from the first 2 rounds. And in fact, I think he might have just made up a bit more time. It looked like somebody had gone down the escape road there. Looks like Martin Turner's lost position. Martin Turner's gone off, and somebody else, I'd say Martin Turner's tagged the back of, been involved with an incident with somebody back there. So Alex Court's made up another 2 positions and finds himself in 10th now, following Jonathan Bean. That's a pretty good drive from 33rd on the grid.
What sort of gap are we looking at between Chadwick and McNamara there at the moment, Jamie? You might be able to.
Oh, I'd say Chadwick. I don't think McNamara is going to be too fast here. He's happy to see his teammate take this one out on lap 12, so there's only 3 laps to go. I'd say the battle for the lead's over. And then War Boys is another 2.5 seconds. Lee Roberts, another 1.25 seconds behind. Simons is a second behind that. Veacock a second behind. Oh, actually, there's a little bit of action now happening between Veacock, Boggett, and Hanson. Yeah, this is probably the where all the action's happening. So as we're looking at Veacock right now,
looking back here, Laz just getting a bit of a hurry up from
Peugeot
there, yeah. And Laz very defensive
well.
There, very defensive. Looks like Peugeot's got just a slightly better tyre on at the moment than Laz, but
yeah. And Turner's on the back of Peugeot, and Wade Michael behind them, Benjamin Siren, Tony Gaffer. I didn't see him last week. Did not see him at Okayama, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe he didn't find Okayama, the tight little ring of Okayama, to his liking.
And Tony's getting a bit of pressure there from Todd Hayne behind him there. He's carrying a bit of damage. Oh, Todd looked like he was on the way to an accident there for one moment down into MG, but gathered it up. Just looking back through the field there.
Todd Hayne, he's hoping to consolidate some points in this race. Finds himself in 17th. He's had a night to forget. He won't want to remember this one. Been mixing it up all night, banging doors. I think he's brought a clean car home today. One's had a mixed old night. Alex Court's definitely that battle just in front there as well. Wade Michael on Siren. Looking at Alex Court now. Alex Court up into 10th position. 23 spots. Marty Hansen in front of him. I'm not sure he'd want to really push too hard to try and make up a few more spots. If I was Ford, I'd be quite happy to just settle there for top 10
Top
and
10, yeah. It'll
take
probably
the
put him back.
round.
It'll probably put him back onto the top of the championship, but it'll be bloody tight up there. So
Yeah, definitely.
he'll probably be just waiting to see what happens in front of him. Hopefully, it comes back to him without too much pressure. He's done well to stay out of most of the carnage. Maybe starting off the back was a good thing, considering what happened there for the midfield and at the start. So
He had a bit of time to dodge it.
yeah.
He had a bit of time to dodge it all.
Oh boy, well, I haven't seen a start like that since mid '90s, I think. Here wasn't it? Was that the one Lounsey went over the fence? I can't remember.
I do remember that one. But they were rolling on the grass.
Yeah.
That was epic.
Right, here we go.
Whoa, look out! That caught on the grass. Oh, it's Tim Mulford.
Tim
My
Mulford.
delivery's mixed up there. I wouldn't have thought Court would put himself in that situation there, but one of the NTS cars ran wide and onto the grass. It was Mulford back in 27th position. Looking at Simon Chadwick here, coming up on a little bit of traffic. Here, so I'm sure he's got a bit up his sleeve. He won't have to take too many risks here. McNamara being his teammate in second won't pressure him too much, even if it does get a little bit messy. Then Chadwick, McNamara, War Boys, Lee Roberts, Riley Simons. Roberts finds himself in fourth. This is the highest he's found himself.
That's a great drive, isn't it?
Up 12 positions, starting grid. Ooh, he doesn't want to do that too much though.
Yeah, run a little bit wide there. Stay off there.
Veacock's losing a bit of time here. I've seen he's going down. He's onto the. Yep.
He's under race control.
Cameron
He's off
Veacock.
the track. Something's happened back there.
That gives another position to Alex Court, who's up in ninth now.
Chat about MG, some interaction.
Bit of contact there. I remember it was Marty Hansen was pretty close.
Oh, gee, that'll be an interesting one. He looked like he sort of slowed down to avoid the car in front and the car behind. Probably didn't quite see how slowly it was going. That's
So we're on lap 15. Final lap of the race here at Phillip Island. Final lap of the triple header. Super sprint race. Chadwick leads. McNamara War Boys. Roberts. Lee Court's just... Alex Court. Sorry, not Alex Court. Oh no! There's contact! And he's going to lose positions here. Jonathan Bean. Alex Court. A little bit of contact there in the Honda. He's going to... All that good work. He's going to lose 4 or 5 positions there. Could have just settled, but no, he got a little bit hungry, went for more.
well, he's straight onto race control as well.
But it's not going to get in the positions back. Might get Bean in trouble, but it's not going to get his positions back.
Well, I tell you what,
That is valuable championship point.
That was very interesting down into there.
Chadwick's going to bring it home. Chadwick's very close to crossing the line here. He's going slow there. This is a formation finish. Is this a formation? It's a formation finish. They do it in style, 9-5 Team Sport. Ooh, little bit of style there. Bonus points for Chadwick McNamara. Bringing it home 1-2 as they cross the line. Like War Boys back in third. Roberts fourth. His best finish. Of course, Court losing valuable positions. He's back to 16th. He was in 9th on that last lap, and now he finds himself in 16th. Went for that extra position to go up to 8th position. Finds himself in 16th, and that could. I hope the NASA mathematicians are onto these round points, because that could even. Chadwick had such a disaster in race 2. I don't know if he's going to be able to. I'd still have my money on Court to be the round winner of round 9 here at Phillip Island.
Well,
but yeah, he's made it closer than what it needed to be.
Yeah, that
Definitely
was.
closer than they needed to be. And McNamara probably unaware at this point in time of what's happened. But coming home in second, he might have a chance of holding on to his championship lead after what was a pretty messy night compared to his normal standards.
Yeah, look, I think Alex will look back at that pass and think, "Oh, I could have let that one go." It was
Hard
high
though if you're a
speed.
racer. The
Oh,
centre
100%.
said, no longer a racer if you don't go for the gap.
Yeah, it's pretty fast down there though, and looking back I was just having a look at the replays. He's sort of taken that normal middle road sort of approach, and Beans just sort of it looks like it's almost surprised him, and he's tapped into the back of him. But
if you're in Bean's position, you would be thinking that Alex Court's not going to take any super risks on a final lap.
100%,
everything
yeah.
that's at stake at that point in time.
You know, when you're coming through that corner there, it's very difficult to move across in someone like that though, because there's nowhere to go, especially under brakes, and it's so heavy. But look, you know, I'm sure they'll reflect and look at it and make some decisions. It's just an observation from here, but he'd be disappointed, I think. And I'll tell you what, one thing that's happened though, Jamie, it's tightened it up again at the top of the championship, and that's what we love. So Simon's putting on a bit of a show there with the burnout.
Yeah, I could hear it.
Look, for a guy with one hand, that looked horrendous to start with, but he's redeemed himself a little bit there. So that's a fantastic burnout in the Mustang. Well done, Simon.
And what might have been if he hadn't broken his arm or broken his wrist?
Oh, absolutely.
He'd probably be up there. He might have been the 9.5 sim sport racer that would be leading the championship, not his teammate McNamara. His speed, his pace, has been untouchable.
Well, Jamie's had his abacus out. Jamie, talk us through the championship, mate. What does it look like?
McNamara still leads, but Court has drastically reduced the championship lead. I believe it was 8 points, back to 8 points after 9 rounds.
I've just seen Alex doing a burnout on the pit straight.
He's the round winner. He's the round winner.
He's the round winner, right? Okay.
He's entitled to have a little bit of glory time, a little bit of me time.
I thought, Jesus, don't cost yourself some points there, Alex.
Doing burnouts, do you?
I don't look. Burnout's a burnout, so I'm all out for that. But I don't want to see him cost himself any points. It's too tight at the top.
It is tight at the top. You don't want to throw away a point.
Absolutely. Yeah,
let's have a chat. Have a chat to some of the guys. Some of the highlights from tonight's racing. Wow. I don't know if our race director can find a replay of those race starts. I think it might be a little bit too far back to. Yeah, that was. It was probably too much to take in at the time. It was just. Yeah, well, he was expecting something like that to happen. You guys up the front. These hard cars to get off the line, these can be. Using the clutch, you can easily light up those rear tyres, and once you do, they're very hard to get it going again. They just want to keep spinning and spinning. Okay. So we've got Blake Warboys.
Hello.
G'day, Blake. How was that?
That was very interesting, I must say.
Where were you on the grid? Where were you on the starting grid?
22nd.
And you just thread the needle?
Yeah, I managed to thread the needle, just parted seas and managed to find my way through, surprisingly.
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Good. I'm surprised you would. We had a look at some replays while the race was going on, and I actually jumped in one of the cars midfield, and it was like a car park. So you must have worked some magic there, mate.
Yeah, I was incredibly lucky. Everything, as soon as I got to it, just seemed to move out my way. So, yeah.
How were your other 2 races tonight? The first 2 races?
First race, I was spun around after turn 2, and then accidentally spun someone coming back through. So apologies to whoever they were. And ended up near the back. And then second race, I think I finished 12th. So a good recovery from where I started.
Yeah. and third in the final in the reverse grid. So that's
Yeah.
sort of coming into tonight. You were fourth in the championship, so
Yeah.
sort of consolidated, and you won't lose too much there, I wouldn't think. Although Alex Court's the winner for the round tonight, you're still up there.
Yeah, I was just hoping to try and keep some points on the board and have some clean racing. Didn't all go my way, but yeah, had some good fun in that final race. Had some good battles in all the races, so it was great.
Would you like to have a shout out to? Would you like to mention?
Good shout out to Kinetic Motorsport, Kinetic Industries, Wodonga Carts and Parts, WKMP Engines, and everyone who's been putting on the series, and everyone for great racing. It's been awesome.
Well done, Blake. Good stuff, mate. You drove really well. You should be proud of the results, mate. And part of it's racecraft. The other part's a little bit of luck, and the other part's staying out of the way of the danger, which you did really well. So well done, mate. Awesome result.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
No worries, Blake. He's a man that's been chipping his way up through the championship ladder. He's finds himself in fourth, and he's going to be in contention, I think, coming into the final round at Bathurst, which is always, as I remind you, a double points round at Bathurst, final
Double
round.
points.
So if you're up the pointy end of the championship, you've always got a chance.
Absolutely.
race.
Absolutely.
Just buy yourself a ticket. Is Sean? Hey, Sean?
Sure.
Oh,
What
hey,
a-
gents.
What a round.
Can we go back to the beginning and start all over again?
Have you been screaming at the screen?
Oh, mate, I'm crook as a dog at the moment, but
Yeah, you sound a bit rusty.
I just straight up want to apologise to Trent there at the start in that first race. That was not like me, and I apologise. Put my hand up. It was completely my fault. So apologies to Trent.
It's not like you at all, Sean. Don't take a slight touch there in that braking zone, and it unsettles the car quite easily.
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, there wasn't even a mark on your car, mate, and I think it only just sort of untapped it enough. I think if there'd been a bit of a runoff area there, it would have just sort of kept going almost.
Yeah.
But as soon as it hit the dirt, it just sort of wasn't even a half spin. It was like a quarter spin, but just enough to obviously upset the car. But the racing,
there was definitely a lot of action in that corner all night, so you weren't the only one involved.
You'll enjoy the replay, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Especially
no doubt.
with race 1, 2, and 3. So
Indeed.
But,
It was pretty good racing, and I'm not sure which car. I was battling with one of the MFR cars in that last race. I had a great side-by-side battle with him for a few laps. So,
Yep.
So, that was awesome fun. But it's a shame there was a bit of start line stuff, but I guess you're going to get that sometimes.
Oh, absolutely, mate. I think it's that sort of track that as soon as there's a little bit of action, it just sort of bottlenecks and it's pretty hard to go anywhere. But awesome job, mate. And any shout outs for the race tonight?
Of course, you guys, JP for everything he does, NTS, Jeremy Murphy Photography, Intimidator Race Engines, Velocity Motorsport Magazine, Racing Ears Customer Protection, and Racecraft Simulations.
Before you go, Sean, it was one of those rounds where you probably knew coming into it with a couple of sprints and a reverse grid that anything could happen, but you still have managed to hold on to your championship lead.
Oh, great!
Although it has shrunk. Alex Court is, I think he's like single figures, single digits behind you now. So
okay.
It all evens out. But it carries on now to Monza next week. So
definitely. And he's had a couple of bad rounds, so like you said, it does even out. But coming into tonight, it was always going to be a challenge, but still good fun, and it is what it is. Everyone's going to have good and bad, aren't they?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Well, rest up, get ready for Monza, mate, and still a pretty good recovery considering everything. So, well done,
good on
mate.
You guys. Thanks, guys.
No worries. Whew. What a round, eh?
Yeah. One more to go. Simon Chadwick.
Here he is, Simon Chadwick, race winner. Congratulations, Simon.
Hey guys, thank you so much.
What an interesting night you had.
Yeah, look, from first to last to first.
You've done the whole grid, mate. It's 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 been amazing to watch. What was the last race like there, mate?
Well, I knew it was literally broken versus broken. Riley is controlling his car with 1 foot, so I knew his braking points will be a bit odd, and so I kind of just tried to stick up his rear bum just to see if I could put pressure on him, and yeah, he held himself for 10 solid laps, and I was just able to get around him on the U-turn. I was just speaking to him actually, and unfortunately he clicked down gear too quick. If you're using paddles, you can easily do it, and he just said that the rear's just locked up, and that was that.
Yeah,
knee versus dicky wrist.
Yeah, look, I've actually I got it out of the cast today, but honestly, a wet sloppy fish would be more useful than what my arm can currently do. I can still hardly move it. Hey, so it's just so stiff from sitting in the cast for 6 and a bit weeks. So
yeah,
we'll
Take a
get in.
while.
Oh yeah, they reckon another 6 weeks before I can start actually using it properly. So I'll be one-handed for quite some, probably till the end of the season. To be fair, but yeah.
Oh, he's still showing some good pace there, Simon. So you've been a man
Absolutely.
in form. You were unlucky in Okayama, and still got the
Yeah.
driver of the round last week at Okayama, but sort of a
Look,
bit of redemption tonight.
we just need more sprint races. Those pit stops, I just can't get them down pat. Hey,
Yeah, I struggle with the pit stop.
they're my kryptonite. They are legitimately my kryptonite. So no, I have been practicing my pit stops and everything else, and I think I've done everything. I've underfueled, I've crashed out of the pits, crashed into the pits, gone past my pit bay. I think I've covered it all, surely.
Yeah.
Well,
That sounds
Monza
enough.
will still manage to trick you. It's a tricky one at Monza, so look out there.
Yeah,
That's the next round.
High
that's
speed
it.
entry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be a good one. We are too, mate. Well done. Congratulations on the night, mates. It's and a beautiful form finish over the line as well. So awesome
Any
stuff.
sponsors you'd like to mention before you go?
Yeah, look, definitely Jerry Murphy Photography, Intimidator Race Engines, Velocity Magazine, Racing Gear, Custom Air Protection, and yeah, that's about it. And thanks to the guys, especially Sean, the big boss man. He honestly puts in a fair bit of time and just helps us all out. And yeah, Ash, Ben, Mitch, Kyle, they're good bunch of blokes and love racing with them. And obviously you guys, thank you, and JP for putting on a fine season.
No worries, mate. You make us very jealous when you're out there on the road. So we were just talking about that as well. But I think we'll be doing a race.
Finish across the line tonight. That was impressive.
Very nice. Very impressive. Yeah, we like that stuff. Excellent.
Awesome. Good to
Well
hear.
done,
Thanks,
mate.
guys. Appreciate
No
it.
worries. All
And the
right.
round winner. We got one more. Round winner, Alex Court.
Alex Court, congratulations, mate. Round winner. Mate, you started, well, 22nd or 23rd, or we'll say off the back.
Last off the grid.
Last off the grid, there you go. And made it all the way up to 10th, but I think a little bit of contact in 16th, was it? I think in the end.
16th overall, yeah.
Last lap.
Mate, you know what
round win.
Yeah, exactly. Round win, and you know what you've done? You've closed that gap, which is amazing for the championship. We are super pumped as we look into Monza, mate. You looked really racy through that last race.
Yeah, I was feeling good.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Tell us about that start line. How'd you thread the needle? How'd you manage to get through there unscathed? Or did you?
I did. How I did, I don't know. I just made sure that I just avoided it the best I could. So
I panicked a little bit there, Alex, when you started doing the burnout at the end of the third race. I thought, Jesus, hang on. He hasn't won that one. He's going to get a penalty with points. But then I was quickly reminded you were the round winner. So congratulations, mate. Not the biggest burnout I've seen for you, mate. So we'll hopefully the next round win we'll see a big, massive one. But I think it's been a tough night. You should take a lot out of it. It's a good result.
Yeah, I'm happy overall with the result. As for the burnout, I wasn't 100% sure whether I was allowed to do one, so that's why it wasn't as big as usual.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, fair enough.
Shout out, you'd like to mention any sponsors, Alex?
As always, Nationwide Tracking System, Track Racer, Cars for Hope, Abruzzi Raceware Australia, Goodyear Race Care, VR Cover, and also Racing with Autism Australia.
Awesome, mate. Well done. Well done. And great result, Alex. You're a class act, and you can see that in terms of you're always towards the pointy end, even when it's tough at the back. So awesome racing, mate. We are super pumped to see you go head to head with the top guys there, McNamara and Chadwick, as we go into Monza. There's a few snipping at the hills there as well, so it's going to be pretty cool. And Anderson,
Todd Hayne, Blake Warboys.
Todd, absolutely, Todd Hayne, Blake Warboys, Jason Anderson, they are just rocketing. So, and a few other names down there as well. But awesome, mate. Congratulations again.
Thanks again, boys. See you next week.
Well done, mate. Well, there you go, Jamie. That's
wow. I knew it was going to be hectic. I couldn't keep up with it. There was so much action going on tonight. It was impossible to watch the racing and watch the incidents at the same time.
It was amazing, mate. And I think, again, massive shout out for our major sponsor, Nationwide Tracking Systems, for supporting the series. Bruzy Racewear, Track Racer, Dripping Paints Graphic, Race Management Services, and Coghlan Engineering. And of course, Track Camps for Hire, Track Camps for Gourmet. I'm sure they might be for hire. We'll find out. But Track Camps for Gourmet as well for supporting the championship. Big thanks to those guys. And thank you to you, Jamie. And JP,
good work tonight, Ben.
Yeah, and JP up in the director's box. So we've had another successful night, I think. So awesome.
That's round 9 done with. So we'll move on to round 10 next week with 3 more rounds after that. We've got Monza, Imola, and we're off to the Charlotte Roval and Bathurst. Jewel in the crown.
My favourite. My favourite.
And 300 points, 300 championship points up for grabs in that final round. So you can buy your ticket. You can get that golden ticket into the final round. As we know what those walls around Bathurst are like, anything can happen.
Oh, yes. Yeah, especially side by side. There's not much room. And the smallest of clip on a through the chicane or on a sleeping policeman, you're in lots of trouble. So it'll be exciting to watch. But well done, mate. I've really enjoyed that one. I think it's fantastic.
Wrap it up then. That'll be it for Phillip Island. Round 9 of the Nationwide Tracking Systems Evolution V8 Championship. See you next week at Monza.
See you later, boys.